Hiya, welcome to Charot Room. This is your Queen Mother of the Ball, which is no longer happening. Leave FaelnarTe.
And I'm Angel Qinan.
And I'm Kim C.
And I'm Justine, yes.
How's
Welcome,
everybody
ladies.
doing? So recently, there was something that came out that the current administration is going to roll back protections on healthcare for trans people. Did you guys see that? Because when I saw that, I was on when I saw that, I was on a Zoom call with Filipinx people here in Americans talking about Black Lives Matters and how their rights are need to be equal and blah 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 this and that, how to fight for equality for the rights. And then I saw that, and it made me just feel super
Aw.
sad. I didn't read it. I just saw the headlines, and while I was doing the check-in with them, regarding what's happening with the Black Lives Matters movement here in the United States, I saw that headline, and it made me feel sad because I don't know how it's going to affect my healthcare. So, have you guys? Do you guys know about it? Have you seen
I
it?
actually saw you like converse with other friends on the group message, remember? And I know a lot of my friends are like upset about it and scared about it. But me personally, I haven't really read the whole thing. Can you share a little bit about it?
I'm not.
Or
I can find an article, but from what I understood, from me and my roommate talked about it, more like what she told me is there's a possibility that if you're transgender and your healthcare provider does not believe, it's very conservative, blah blah blah, this and that, they can refuse you service. So that's what they understand it to be, and that's very so it's okay to discriminate because you're trans
Mhm.
when it comes to healthcare. So that for me is troubling.
So
Um,
what's I think some of the article was like saying that they're kind of like rolling back what Obama has placed, that let's say in healthcare it will also include gender identification, like not being discriminated.
mhm.
um, and I think you shared a story with us with somebody who has this experience before, that the gender marker does not match how he presents. And so in effect, the healthcare worker denied the service
Yeah,
because it didn't match. And um,
so they didn't want to lie. So the one on their insurance, I guess, was the assigned gender at birth for them, and then the one that they put on the chart was not. But then that was totally irrelevant even to transgender services. It's just I think it was just for normal healthcare services that we all need to go to. So they were denied just because of the differences.
so it's like open basically to be used, because people would say that, I don't know, you falsified your data or
Yeah,
your documents because it doesn't match on who you are, for example.
yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm not an expert about the topic and about the law for that, and I haven't really like dwelled much into it, just because I feel like, first of all, I've been kind of like busy with other stuff the last few days, so I'm kind of like focusing myself on other things other than that specific change, and I guess it's not yet really gonna be in effect right away. But my experience from, let's say, pre-Obama, protecting our rights in healthcare, and after, is that before I knew that once you mention HRT or hormone replacement therapy, then it's denied by insurance. Like it's basically not a service that they will cover. I know more recently, let's say Kaiser offers more services for transgender people who wants to do like the gender affirmation surgery, and even like the laser
Like
hair removal for some. So
or
there's a lot, the facial
electrolysis.
feminization. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of benefits that actually that came about after that went in effect. And I guess it's being reversed. So are those things gonna go away? you know, being
I
approved for hormone replacement therapy, is that gonna go away? Do I need to worry about my documents matching my genitals, or do I need to worry about, you know, these things? I mean, it's scary. It's hard, and I think we already, first of all, for a lot of transgender people, it's already hard to look for a job.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
and you add more finances to that if insurance would not authorize or cover that. So it's kind of like it, I don't know. It's devastating to think about. I haven't experienced it yet. I don't know what the effect will be with me. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Has anyone have a similar experience? Like even like before the healthcare protections, did you have find it harder to get, I guess like Justine, you just transitioned earlier, right? So you kind of had the benefit of protections from the Obama administration, right? Justine?
Yes. So, this topic is just, it's just a really serious topic. No, I didn't. My pros didn't.
It's so serious
Congratulations.
that you were like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the same time, because I'm reading about that too. So it's a very serious topic. In first place, and I guess yeah, I just started my married
so what's your
probably
experience
5 years.
been when you transitioned, and like with in terms of um, transgender specific treatments?
So far my experiences were good. I did not, I'm very fortunate that there was no discrimination that I experienced, nor I was denied of the service. I'm very lucky and very blessed about that.
So how do you
But
feel if that services gets denied now and gets stopped?
yeah, like you said, like I don't have a strong opinion right now because I haven't really done my research, nor I don't have all the resources.
So
But
one of the things you do is the hormone replacement therapy. Is
yes,
that okay? So what if that goes on a stop right now? How would it affect you personally?
uh, it's just it's I don't know, it's devastating, like you said. Just the fact of they're talking about, like if they can deny you just because you're transgender, just that is just scary. I don't even know if they take out your insurance or you denied by the service. I mean,
So if
for
you
my
cannot,
experience,
so like for instance, you go and say like, "Hey, I need my refill for hormones," and they said like, "Oh, we don't cover that no more. You can't get any more hormones." How would you feel if you had to stop hormone therapy, right? Like maybe in a month. Like for instance, say you can't get hormones anymore after a month. Well, how will that make you feel?
like my world would crash. Like my body right now depends on my hormones, so it's gonna be a big adjustment for my body, and then at the same time, like as a person, as a transgender, like why is this happening? Yeah, it's I don't know,
It's
just
heavy.
scary.
It's kind of heavy and it's really scary because like for a lot of us, like we I like for me in particular, I have body dysmorphia already. So the hormones, like me having hormone therapy and all of that, that kind of helped alleviate some, if not most of my um
Mm.
body
Body
dysmorphia,
I think
dysphoria.
dysphoria.
Not dysmorphia.
I think
Dysphoria.
dysphoria, like the feeling bad about your
Okay,
body.
I thought it's dysmorphia. Body
Because
dysmorphia.
morph is like, I guess, like,
I thought it's body
anyways.
dysmorphia.
It's a
Okay, whatever.
deformity or abnormality,
Like,
dysmorphia.
so I had body dysphoria, I guess. I always call it body dysmorphia. I always called it body dysmorphia. So
Well,
anyways, let me
Anyways,
tell you,
maybe.
I'm not. So let me just say, like, if I'm not
Yeah.
comfortable in my own skin, that will also affect me
Mm-hmm.
mentally. So now I'll have I'll have more mental issues, because I'm not able to access um, healthcare so that I can feel like my authentic self is being taken care of. So like that's something that I'm scared of. And also like what my roommate said, you can actually just be denied healthcare services just for being trans. It's like, hey, I want to buy cake because I'm gonna get married. No, you can't get cake from us because I don't like the way you look. It's kind
Yeah.
of like that.
No,
So
I hear you. Well, more to be revealed, I guess. It's kind of like the one of those things again. The as a transgender person, um, we have to keep fighting for equality and like giving us the same benefits as everybody else, which includes healthcare, and that's super important. Um, yeah. What about Kim?
Yeah.
You're so quiet.
Uh,
you know why? Because Kim is the one that's the most stealth out of all of us. No, I'm kidding.
no, I agree with Sis Angel was saying, um, pre-Obama or and then after Obama healthcare, I did experience a big difference because like pay before I have to pay from my own pocket, and then now like insurance are covering the hormones and also the like a lot of they're covering a lot of things, which makes a big difference.
Mhm.
So and also like if they take that away, I mean I this is just based on my experience. I'm not an expert. This is based on my experience. Also, I still need to read more about that. But yeah, so like if they take that away, that HRT from healthcare, it's I don't know, like because our body is used to that hormone therapy already. So and then if they take that away or deny that from us, our body will like probably react into I don't know how, but you know, it's a case to case basis. Well, for me, I know my body is like it's a very sensitive. It can react to in a very small, tiny bite, and it turns out to a big like whatever, and it's. But yeah, it's scary. But I'll probably have to read more about that so I could, yeah, I'll know what to say or how
It
to
looks like
feel.
Justine is reading here, our
Yeah.
scholar. What do you
Yeah.
Finan-
see?
yeah.
Financially, how does it affect you financially? Like, was it before the protections that Obama put in place? How much were you paying for HRT?
Well, for me or
Yeah,
just
you.
me, for the hormones, I was paying like I think for a bottle of 1 month supply, I think I was paying like $50, and now with insurance, I'm only paying $10.
So you save $40 a month, like within a year, that's like 480. Within a year, that's like a Zach Posen purse that you could buy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Or another shade, so I can have more shades, you know.
Yeah,
No, I'm
exactly. Justine, are you still reading?
Yeah. Now, go ahead. I'm listening.
So basically, what was I trying to say? So we're lucky here in California,
We're
so there's still
lucky.
protections in place. But there's like even in the Philippines, I'm not even sure if it would have been the same story. Like I mentioned before, like when we were discussing, I probably wouldn't have transitioned as healthy as I did because I would like if I were in the Philippines.
Because
Because
of the available services here in the
yeah,
United States.
here. So like now, if they're going to take that away and even can deny us just like little healthcare as can possible, then that's even uh, that's kind of be like you have to know it's gonna go back to where like oh my god who do you go to blah 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 this and that. I'm like I'm happy like we have the LA LGBT Center here. We have um
Yeah.
St. John's
But
is
I
another.
remember when we were talking about it before, when I would look for somebody who's gonna prescribe the hormone replacement therapy, I have to kind of get just a few names. I think I only had 3 names,
Yeah.
Yeah, there
that
was
I
a
can go
list.
to. And yeah, and I hope it doesn't go back to that, because I have transitioned from from that doctor, because my insurance stopped covering it. So I had to go to a different primary doctor, and now my primary doctor is the one prescribing my finasteride. But I actually have stopped all the other hormone replacement therapy. So me personally, I'm not as scared in terms of the hormones kind of being less, but I know how hard it was for me to kind of like taper off my hormones before, in terms of being paranoid with my hair, if it's gonna be bald, because like balding kind of runs in the family. And probably if my hair starts balding at that point, I would have gone back and stayed on the hormone replacement therapy. you know um so I know how people, like, how depressing it is, I
Yeah.
guess, if you're not very comfortable with your own body, if it doesn't match who you really are. And um and yeah, it's gonna spike up anxiety, suicidal, and all of these things, as what Lee is saying. And then to add to that, seeking for those non-gender specific, like services, like mental health, if they suspect that you're, just because you're transgender, that you're manipulating or falsifying your documents, then they can deny you for services. It actually brings in an additional kind of excuse to
Yeah.
not take us.
It's scary. I mean, it's scary. Like, do you guys have the ability to vote?
I
I
vote.
don't vote.
You
Yeah.
do.
I will.
You vote. And
Yeah, and
Justine
the
said,
first time I voted,
No.
she lost.
I know. You know what? That was the first time that I voted too. Like, ever since because like that was like I got um my ability to vote, like, was 2012, I think, was the first time that I could have voted here.
Yeah.
That's when I got my citizenship, and I think the elections were almost over, or I wasn't just like really partaking. So my first time voting was 2016, and it was a sad, 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 sad
So
day.
maybe we're bad lucks. Does it mean we should not vote? Just
Ah,
kidding. Superstitious thinking.
and you know what?
Um,
Like, the Philippines is already having a hard time getting equal rights because of religious, like, because of I guess because of religion for the most part. Would you guys
mhm.
agree? So like now that they look, and
Hello. Hello. Hello.
did I
Up where they
Ayan.
walk, up where they run, up
did
where
I
they
stop?
sail.
Yes, you did.
So am I not? Can you
Nawalan
hear
ka
me
ng
now?
boses, girl.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that
Nawala.
Oh, keep singing!
I might need a new headset. Oh, anyways, so like I'm just saying, like the Philippines looks up to America, I guess, for how we conduct our services to like people. So like now they have more like, okay, we're not gonna service trans people here in the Philippines. We're not gonna have equal rights because aside from like religion, the biggest country in the world isn't even a proponent of that. So
But I don't think they ever had transgender healthcare yet.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
they're still
I
fighting
don't
for
think so
equal rights
either.
in work. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a good thing that the Supreme Court ruled against discrimination for being LGBT, which also was
at work, yeah.
recent. So like
So
that's
there's a yay, there's a nay.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a big, like, at least there's that. And that I think that also came from like the protests that have been going on, the march all over the country.
Mhm.
So that's kind of like a nice thing.
Yeah,
Kim,
so speaking up really works.
it
Yeah.
does. Kim, you're quiet. You're super duper quiet.
And she got more quiet, ladies and gentlemen.
How come you're
She's like,
quiet?
I'm just here because I'm pretty. She's still on a different episode, a pretty privilege.
How come you're quiet, Kim? Do you like? Have you had it easy in your life when you transitioned? Like ever since you've been here, was it easy for you? That's why you like have no opinion or anything.
No emotions.
No emotions. I'm like a robot. No,
Yeah.
it's not that I actually, because I've never thought of these things before, because before I work, I like my mentality is totally different back then. Like my mind or my eyes were not as open as to all of these things before. So before I can just like, if I work, I know I'm working and then I have money, and I could just I if I know that I can afford, like those hormone therapy before, those um uh yeah, so I'll just pay for it. I've never thought of like looking back, like I've never thought like what we have right now, it makes so much big difference.
Hmm. So,
So yeah.
go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is that like, since we've talked about this, I mean, I mean, we've discussed this a little bit before, but then before before though, but for me, because I'm busy doing something else, like, because I'm working on something something else, so I wasn't as aware, or I wasn't as like focused, or yeah, or aware of what's happening. But like I said, I have to read more about this, so that I'll have more idea on how to react,
Mhm.
or how how would I feel about, because right now I'm not really comprehending as much, although I have I mean, I experienced the difference before of, yeah.
So basically, like finance for you is not a big deal because you're a haciendera.
No, I
She's
wish.
a
Sana
trophy wife.
no, sana, sana magdiwang anghel kayo, no? No, it's,
So
no, it's, because
is that
it's,
rationale coming from like because you were in the Philippines and we didn't have like you wouldn't think that that's available for you because in the Philippines it's not available.
well, yeah, well, in the Philippines, I know it's not, I mean, when I was there, it's not available, and they don't even acknowledge trans yet, even like same-sex marriage and all of those stuff. They don't acknowledge that yet. So probably like my mentality is like, if I work more, I work harder, and I have more, like a little bit of cushion, and I know I can afford things, then I will just buy it. But um not every not I mean, not everyone is able to do that, because, yeah, I don't know, for whatever reasons. But having this like health benefits that we have right now, it just makes a big difference. That's just how I feel, or how I understand it as far at this point.
So
But yeah.
I'll put you in a spot one more time because you mentioned I think before that
Yeah.
you volunteer to mentor youth, right?
Yeah, just, yeah, last
LGBTQ,
year.
which hasn't
Yeah.
happened yet because of the pandemic that we're currently facing.
Right.
So if ever, and I hope it doesn't happen, I hope this thing doesn't pass at all. If ever you had to mentor somebody about this issue, how would you how would you help them to get over like all the anxiety, all the pain, all the how would you help
Well, uh, to me, because oh my gosh, being a hotspot, ha. Teka lang.
them?
Um,
Eto.
no, because to me, I'm not, I'm not as vocal as, or like, I'm more of like, I'm like, I'm very shy person, and And how I was raised is like you work hard and you party hard. Charing. So no party. You work hard and then so you'll be able to buy whatever you like. So so my thinking is like if I could probably make better of myself more or like improve myself to something else, have a backup plan, like trying to um, be more proactive on how are
Mm-hmm.
you going to do things, planning planning for the future, but at the same time getting ready right now is how and yeah, basically self improvement,
Yeah, but I think that's
planning.
easy to say with just the hormones. But if you start getting like these bigger things, like the bills, or like if there's an accident,
Yeah,
knock on wood, or
yeah.
something else that insurance should be covering, but they're
Yeah.
if they start discriminating you up again because of that, then it's harder to
Especially
accept.
if you're young.
Yeah.
Especially if you're young. Like, did you did you ever volunteer for youth services before, Angel? Were you
Me,
there? Yeah. Did we do it together?
I went to the Models of Pride. I think I did an interview for the same program as Kim's, but I didn't
Yeah. You didn't do
get
it.
in. I think I couldn't do the time commitment. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Um, and then of course the social on Fridays. I think that's pretty much it. And volunteered on the event.
How about you, Justine?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how have you read up enough for you to know anything? Like, it looks like you've just been like glued into something for like forever.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
been
I
busy
am
there
the.
learning a lot of stuff. Please share it with us.
I know, right? At the same time, I'm listening. Just reading like some article, like it says here, like they can refuse service if you're part of the LGBTQ community. At the same time, they also mention that if you are, doing an action of aborting, that also applies to you because that violates, the provider's moral and religious beliefs. So
Mm.
I guess it and like this topic is just so broad right now.
Does it make you
Yeah,
angry?
it does, like just the fact of because you're part of the community, you're also affected, of course.
Yeah.
That's not something you can't deny. And then just the fact also, like we're talking about insurance, you're talking about your health as a human being. If they deny that, then they're just denying you're a human at the same time. And then yeah, this thing was proposed June of 2019. So that was proposed last year, and it was effective this week. And then I don't know about these people. I don't know how they
Yeah.
grew up. Just me saying, like, where did they grew up? How were they raised? And then
Well,
like
yeah.
your question with Kimi, like, how do you like with the youth,
Educate.
how are you
Yeah.
gonna educate that? I guess that's a really hard responsibility
It is.
to
Yeah.
explain it to the youth. I am youth, but like I'm saying, like I guess for me, like it's more like you just start with like nurturing them with love, like if they feel the love and acceptance, I guess that's where it starts. And then these are really heavy serious topic that I guess youth now are very open mind, and then they have a way more understanding. But God, I can't believe this is happening in
In
this
2020
Yeah,
nation.
2020, yeah. And
during
also, I
Yes,
mean,
during a
um,
pandemic too.
yeah, and
exactly.
yeah, and also, I mean, the good thing, I mean, because probably going back to Sister Lee's question, I don't think I'm the best person to ask about that question because, like what Justine said, it's a big topic, big it's too big for me to like answer. But also, it's the good thing about it is that we have a community who's fighting for it, and so like here I am. What I can do is probably give like support and just do what I can to like get this right, or like, like fight for our rights as a trans people.
I think it's since you guys mentioned the youth, it's sad how they are being tugged left and right depending on who's in position. Um,
Yeah.
and and we are the ones who are like the transgender community are pretty much kind of a target on being pulled back and forth, like like it. I can't imagine growing up like that. I mean, growing up from the Philippines, we kind of just grew up like it's all no, 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 no.
Yeah.
But how could you be like yes, 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 no, kind of like oh my god. I
It's
mean, I
it,
can't even imagine how it would be for them. It will be interesting to find out, I guess, their point of view with that. I mean, it's
I
almost like having parents, kind of living with one parent and then an opposite
go
parent on the other
yeah.
after 4 years, and then kind of vice versa again. It's just kind of like,
It's
maybe they're gonna be more resilient. Maybe but I mean, the suicide rates for teens, for transgender people, I think is at least over 50% has attempted suicide. I think that was the study that I read before. And now I can kind of think about one simple reason why,
why it's
and
it's it's a big topic to talk about. I'm sorry I put it on you to speak
I
about
mean,
this like today, but like it's it happened, and I kind of want to see what you guys' take on it is.
but it might be a little bit more simple with us because we kind of grew up already being shunned, so we
Yeah.
already built some resistance to it and kind of our own coping mechanisms on those things. But it's not right.
It's not right. So if you guys have like final words to hopefully this doesn't just reach like our trans siblings or like our LGBTQ siblings, but also our cis allies and then some. What would you like be your last words to them if you can say something to them?
I'm tired.
That's yeah.
Wow.
Just
Anybody else? I would say
I would
Uh,
say
go
stay
ahead,
strong.
Kim.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Kim.
Just stay strong. Um, like I think we've all said this before again, and I'm gonna repeat it. Like we are all in this together, and I mean, slowly, one at a time, we will get what the community needs and what the community what's right for the community, something like that. Ano ba yan? Ugh.
it's gonna be a long battle for everyone, that's for sure. I mean, we're fighting for equality, and then we have this, we got pandemic, and then we got Black Lives Matter. God, there's so much going on in this
I
earth.
know it is tiring, but
I guess people in our community are very resilient, like Angel said.
yeah.
And then, we're gonna be able to, if we're gonna think like the worst if the worst thing happens, we know how we can deal with that, because I guess we gone through so much stuff that we know how to kind of cope with with the with the changes.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be easy for sure, but it's just this is hard. I mean, I'm tired too. It's just so much going on. But it's gonna be a long battle for everyone. But like we're a community, so that's what matters, and that's good about us, because as long as there's community, there's hope.
And to all you cis people out there, if you're watching this and you're here till the end, thank you for being an ally, because like that's a long topic and you probably can't relate. But same time, playing you exercise your right to vote, right? Vote for the people that actually care for humanity and not just for money, because like you can always make money afterwards. If there's like a lot of people that cares about love and human beings, then these human beings can be more productive and actually have make more money. So that's it. And we're like gorgeous and beautiful in a lot of different aspects. So Charot,
Love us.
love us. Bye.
Love, love,
Thank
love,
you, Charot.
love.
Ah.